Hey, what's up, YouTube? DiGiTiLsOuL here. Psh. Yeah, I know you're looking at the title. And it might be true. But we won't know until it get to go. So for now, here comes the video. One more time, one more time, one more time. Man, were you ever like sitting around and you heard something? You heard it. You can't distinctly make out exactly what the noise was, or it might have sounded familiar, or there might have been a voice and you can't tell what they were saying, but you heard something. Isn't it even better when someone else hears it too? That way you know that you're not actually going crazy, man. So I'm sitting there, and my wife and son are playing video game. They're playing Little Godzilla, and I hear something, and I'm like, shh, did you hear that? You hear that? Everybody's just sitting there quiet. No, we don't hear nothing. And my son Hayden, he's like, yeah, I heard it. What was that? And then it went away, of course, And then a little bit later, I hear it again. And it's this funny little noise coming from a Motorola walkie-talkie. Now, what we heard was someone talking and this. Then you'd hear voice. And I thought it was one of my kids' toys, and I'm going around, I'm looking. Now, hold on. Let the story get good, okay? Because here's the deal. And I'm hearing it, and I walk over to the drawer. We have 4 of these things, because we had 2, couldn't find them, then we got 2 more. They're not exactly all like this, but they're all Motorola, because Motorola's the stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I can hear it as I finally walk up to the drawer, and it sounds muffled, and I heard a little kid talking. And I open the drawer up, and the noise stops. I move the envelopes. There are the walkie-talkies. I pull them all out, and I set them all in the counter. They're all off. So I turned them all on, and all their batteries are working just fine. We haven't touched these things in probably like 4 months, and they were off. Yet somebody was talking. And I turned it on, and then my son turned on his walkie-talkie, and he started talking. It sounded a little bit like him, but older. It sounded like an older kid, not his age, but maybe like someone like 8 or 9. And it just freaked me out. So I sat there with the walkie-talkie all night on. At my desk while I was doing stuff. And it never did nothing again, because stuff never does. But it was so funny. And I think it freaked my wife out a little bit, because she was trying to say that it was something else. But they were all off. All the batteries are fresh. Yet something was happening until I opened the drawer. Once I opened the drawer, it stopped completely. There was nothing pushing on the buttons, because you could push all these buttons and nothing happens. You have to hit this one and hold it on, and then it finally comes on. And then when it goes off, it's off. None of those noises ever happened. You know what I'm saying? So I know that I'm not completely crazy, because my son heard it, and then my wife heard the talking, until I walked over to the drawer and found out where the sound was coming from, and I opened them up. And that's my story. It's a little freaky. It's an electronic, so who knows what could happen. Because everything, they could say, oh, it was this and it was that, but you never know. It's fun to think that it could have been something else. You know what I'm saying? Something maybe ghostly or something, Because, everybody wants to experience something. And maybe this was my experience. But, anything like that ever happened to you, man? You just heard something and you don't know what it was. Sometimes, you're crazy enough to go look and see. Because I'm that kind of person. Something goes bump downstairs, upstairs, wherever. I'm searching for the noise. I'm probably the first one that's going to die in a horror movie. Because I go and check. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not always empty-handed sometimes. I don't own firearms. There's none in my house, but you know what I'm saying. So why don't you share your stuff with me? Because I think it's interesting. I love stuff that keeps me on the edge of my seat. And the unexplainable is fascinating because it's stuff that we can't explain. And you can just play with it and it could be fun. So again, share with me down below because I'd like to see it. Someone do a video response. No one ever does like that many video responses to me, and I noticed that I had my responses turned off. The features in YouTube changed. I never actually turned them off, so I'm sorry because I always expected them just to be on auto respond. So why don't somebody respond, man? Just do it down here if you need to. Tell me your story. Do it over on the forums if you want. I'll put the link up again because they're doing phenomenal. But for now, this is DiGiTiLsOuL. It's been super duper off the wall Friday. And I might be crazy. But until next time, enjoy your weekend. Peace.